everyone, author DL Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, about you press that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm doing a tag video for the open third week in my schedule. I decided to do the tag that E.D. Lewis recently did. It is a holiday Christmas tag, and I thought it would be kind of fun to do. The name of the tag is the Christmas and the Holiday Song tag by Uncommon Reader and Beyond Books. I thought that this one sounded really fun. It's also not too long. It's about 8 prompts or questions, however you want to slice that, and a bonus prompt at the end that you could answer if you would like. I don't generally tag too many people. Whoever happens to come across this video wants to do the tag, go for it. We have about a week and a couple days before Christmas, so you still have time to pop in on this one. And heck, you could do it after too. Prompt number 1. Joy to the World. A book that brings you so much joy, you wish the whole wide world would read it. I'm going to go with Icewind Dale by R.A. Salvatore, which has my favorite fantasy character in it, Dritz Duarden. Here is the hardback version of Icewind Dale. I tend to buy the hardback or paperback of books that are my favorites. And Dritz obviously being my favorite fantasy character, I would own this book as well. It follows the dark elf Dritz Duarden, and this is a trilogy. I always say the Icewind Dale I think is a good place for people to read Dritz story, so definitely recommend this one. Prompt number 2, Let It Snow. A book that takes place in a snowy or cold environment. I'm going to go with Served Cold by R. St. Clair. I'll go to Regina St. Clair of the Haunted Library. She did an anthology some years ago because she's done multiple, and I so happen to be one of the writers that's in this book. This book has an amazing collection of stories in it that you definitely want to read, and it's cold themed. Here is my paperback version of it, Served Cold. You can get it in ebook form as well. Like I said, I tend to buy the paperbacks or get the paperbacks or hardbacks of the books that I really enjoy. This has a great collection of stories by some great writers. Some of you may even see on YouTube, on AuthorTube, because most of all of us have channels who are in this book. So definitely check it out if you're interested or want to read some cold themed stories that could scare you. Prompt number 3. You a mean one, Mr. Grinch. A book with a mean character or a character you just didn't like. I'm going to go with Shattered for this one, and this book is by my good friend Aphrodite Lee, and this is a coming of age tale, new adult story, and it's very good. It's very addicting. It does have another few books coming for this series, and it's good and you'll be hooked. The character in here who I cannot stand, his name is Chase. He knows who he is. He's terrible. He won't leave Leah alone. He's a menace, just a terrible lump of human being. Terrible person, terrible. He's one of those people you wear a shirt like, I can't stand Chase, join the club. Like, no, terrible person. Definitely mean, trash, like, no. But this also makes the story interesting because of his ability, okay? Twistedness. Not a good guy. So definitely check this book out. There is some, situations in here that could be upsetting to some people, but that's what you're going in for when you're going in for a story like this, okay? But it is great. Check it out. Ebook and paperback and hardback obviously available, and you're in for a treat. Prompt number 4. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. A book releasing soon that you want to read. I'm going to go with Liminal Zone by Junji Ito. And Liminal Zone 2, I should say. Here's Liminal Zone 1. And part 2 comes out March 2025. And of course, I'm a big Junji Ito fan, so I'm waiting very impatiently for the sequel to this one. Usually, as soon as a Junji Ito book is announced for pre-order, I'm usually pre-ordering it, no matter what it is. It may be if he even didn't do the story, he just did the art, or vice versa. He didn't do the art in it, but he did the story. Then I'm usually all over it. Waiting very impatiently for that one. Prompt number 5. 12 Days of Christmas. A book with short stories. There's so many books with short stories, but I'm going with a Junji Ito one for this one as well. The Tombs. This is the hardback version of Tombs. Of course, you can get the ebook as well, but it's Junji Ito. It has a great collection of short horror stories in this. I love Tombs. It's a good one of his good collections. He has quite a many actually, and I have most all of them. I think I'm only missing one of the past books. I don't missing the new ones that release because I stay on top of it. So Tombs is my pick for this prompt. Prompt number 6, The Little Drummer Boy. A book that brings back childhood memories. I didn't really have any book I've read that was like, boom, bam, here's a childhood memory popping in my head because I'm reading this book. No. Only thing I could think of was like Goodnight Moon, which has a series of Good Nights This, Good Night That books in that series for children. And it was one of my favorite books as a child. I've never read a book and I was like, oh, childhood memory activated. That, no. I would say I haven't come across that, but Goodnight Moon, when I do see it, then I remember that I really enjoyed it as a child and it was my favorite book. So that could be in this space, though I think that the prompt is kind of saying like if you're reading something and the book itself and like maybe stuff that's going in the book could trigger a memory. I'm not sure. I think that's what it's saying. I'm going to go with Goodnight Moon for this one. That's all I got. Prompt number 7, Deck the Halls. A book that has a party scene or takes place during a holiday. The book that I chose for this is His Christmas Bunny by Billy Jade Kermack. And this was an ARC book that I had read, and it's come out since, and I've gotten a copy. I did enjoy it. It was more of a sex on the page romance, and it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a story that took place between the female lead and the male lead that are, they know each other, but it's like family involved, and they get left alone in the house because it's like it's cold, it's holidays, Christmas time, and let's just say the interest is there. They kind of end up, if you're something's a little spicy, it is available on Amazon. Prompt number 8, the final prompt. Frosty the Snowman, a book with a character who is cold and calculating. I'm going to pick Soletta, which was a book that I read this year for this prompt. The character in question that is considered cold for me, and it would be the male lead who happens to be a demon. Um, I really enjoyed this story. It was very interesting. It was also set in a theme of like a Spanish type of location. So it had the exotic setting. That's actually why I picked the book originally, because it was for the Gothic Hearts reading challenge that I did with R. St. Clair and Edie Lewis, I believe Aphrodite Lee, and I think Dahlia D. Winters was involved. And I thought there was one other person, but we did that early in the year around Valentine's. And it was like Gothic stories, and this one falls under that, and it was under for the exotic location uh, prompt. So this story was very good. I was so glad I came across it. It has a sequel. I don't remember the name of the second book, but I'll put it up here. But I'm in the middle of reading that one, so I had to put it down a little bit because I'm so many projects I have going on. But I'm going to finish it because I really enjoyed the first one, and I was excited and elated to get to the second one because the first one was that good. The character development in it, the layeredness, the mental settings of the characters, the development of love between the female lead in the story and the male lead who's a demon. So it's a supernatural element and things like that. So I really enjoyed it and was very right up my alley. That one is the one I'm going to go with for the cold, because the male lead again had a cold nature to him, but then warms up to the female lead. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And there are some calculating people in it as well, actually, when I think about it. So this probably hits both of those marks. All right, that is all the prompts for this tag, but there is a bonus prompt, and I'm going to just jump and take it anyway. And the prompt is essentially, do you have a fun memory or interesting holiday tradition that you would like to share? It does not have to be about Christmas. It can be about any holiday you choose. share the cheer, tag others, and have a very happy holiday season. Like I said at the end, I'm not going to tag anyone in particular, but if you come across this video, you can go ahead and do this tag. Of course, feel free. And you still got a week and a few days before Christmas when this video comes out. Or you can do it after Christmas. I don't think that's that big a deal, right? The traditions that I want to share is I have one I do for Halloween because that's my favorite holiday. Throughout the month of October, every single day I watch a horror movie and or a few if I can fit them in. Me and my older brother, we do this. And then on Halloween, we do a marathon of horror movies, as many as we can fit. And we have a table spread usually of horror-based foods and sweets and treats and candy, of course, and drinks. And when I say drinks, I mean non-alcoholic. I've never once had a drink, so I probably never will. But we do like mix different drinks, something themed, something blood, maybe. And then for Christmas, the tradition that I do is I buy my daughter a different tree ornament for each year of her age. So, like this year, she got a pink disco hat ornament for the tree. The year before, it was a Cinderella gold chariot for the tree, and so on and so forth. So next year, we'll see what she gets. I try to get a different one each year, so that way, you know, she can have these memories by the time she's an adult. Then she, with the tree, we fill with nothing but her ornament. So that's my traditions that I wanted to share, and I'm happy you got to watch this. If you watch this all the way to the end, you are amazing. But I also want to say that I have a tag that I'm creating for my book, Caliostro Tale the Light Burton. It's a dark fantasy novel with a love story that just came out on December 5th. And if you haven't gotten a copy, then you check it out. It's available in ebook, paperback, and hardback. And I'll make sure I leave a little picture here and also at the end of this video. The links are all in my description. So it's the links for who made this tag, for Edie Lewis, who did this tag and caught my eye, and Regina St. Clair. Anyone I mentioned, I usually try to put a tag down in the description so you can go follow them as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do press the subscribe button and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. I'm going to say now happy holidays, but even though it is the Christmas and holiday season, how about you still stay scared?